The Fog, William Henry Davis, Module 3. William Henry Davis.
Hey all, happy morning. Yeah, so I hope you all are doing wonderful and you're having good time with your family members and everybody. Fine. So taking good care of your health, right? So, and also it's important that we give equal importance to every person in our life or the people whom we come across. We cannot actually think that this man is not related to me, so why should I care? Let's not have that kind of a nature. Our nature should be peaceful, pleasant, and we should have a happy smile whenever somebody greets us. Okay, on this note, this is Vidya. Welcome to our last module for the poem The Fog. Okay, what is the name of the poem? The Fog. Remember? Good. So, here we go. The name of the poem is The Fog, written by William Henry Davies. William Henry Davis. So, in the last two modules, we could complete 4 stanzas of this poem. We have understood little about the poet. Let's quickly revise what is there in the poem about the poet. Okay, William Henry Davis, 1871 to 1940. Okay, I'm reading about the poet once again, just to make our memories freshen, right? To freshen our memories, I'm actually reading it once again. Was a Welsh poet and writer. His poems are realistic and often deal with themes of life and its hardships. He was a popular poet and wrote in a simple and direct style. This is what is given in your reader, page number 74. Okay, that's your introduction for the poet. I read it before and also once again, so that we do not forget the poet. Yeah, when they have given us so much wealth in the form of these poets and in the form of these poems, it's our duty and our responsibility to thank them, to know them at least, right? Yeah. So far, before we start, let me put you some questions. Okay. Because I told you who is the poet and what is the name of the poem, I am not asking those questions. What do you mean by kin? K-E-N, kin. What do you mean by ken? Do you remember? The textbook meaning is already there. I told you in module 1. What do you mean by ken? My first question is that. Think, think, think. Ready with answer? Yeah. A person's range of knowledge or understanding. Ken is an old usage and it means that a person's range of knowledge or understanding. Very good. Now, so why the boys became tall men? Why the tall men became James? Remember all this? Why is this happening? Good. You all remember very well. And who grasped the poet's throat? Is it a man? Who is that? Why did he have such a feeling or such sensation? As if somebody clutched my throat. It clutched. What is it here? I-T, it. It is nothing but the fog. Very good. Okay, I coughed. Who is I? I in the poem? reflects whom? Poet. Very good. It's in the first person. Okay. So the eyes are compared to lead. Correct. Okay. How are they? Are they light or heavy? They are heavy. And what is the condition? Burning condition, right? The eyes have that burning sensation. Very good. Now the next two stanzas. What do you mean by judgment? We discussed in last class, right? Yeah? Good. Judgment means understanding of something. Okay? So understanding of surroundings in this case. Okay? Very good. Awesome. Then halted. What is the meaning of the word halted or halt? Come on. Tell me. Halted. The textbook is, the meaning is given. Halted means stopped. Where can we use it? Where did you ever hear this word before? Huh? For the buses. Yeah, usually for the vehicles they say there is a halt. Yeah? When is the next halt? We say. Right. When is the next stop? Good. Next. So now he says in the last stanza, he feels that the street lamps and the car lights, okay, he is unable to judge them. Either they are the lights coming from earth, or is it from the, or are they stars, the brightness of the stars. This is where we stopped. The last in the last class, there's two stanzas which I read. I'm reading once again for you. Okay. And when it grew so black that I could know no place, I lost all judgment then of distance and of space. The street lamps and the lights upon the halted cars could either be on earth or be the heavenly stars. Right? This is where we stopped. Now let's move to the next stanza. The poet name is William Henry Davis. Very good. He is a realistic poet. The name of the poem is The Fog. Fog meaning it's a kind of mist which we usually find in winters, and when they cover, usually in the early mornings or in the late nights, the person no person can actually see. The visibility becomes very hard, very difficult, right? That's what the man is facing now. Clear? And he is describing one stage after the other. Fine. Moving to the last two stanzas of the poem, The Fog. A man passed by me close. I asked my way. He said, "Come, follow me, my friend." I followed where he led. I read the stanza. A man passed by me close. I asked my way. He said, "Come, follow me, my friend." I followed where he led. Let's see line by line. So when this is the condition of the man, where his understanding is lost, then he has a feeling there's somebody holding his throat, and burning sensation in the eyes, and the judgment of distance and space is lost. When the light coming on his face, he is unable to judge. Is it the lights of cars or is it the lights of the street lamps? He is unable to decide. In that state, for his for his luck, there came a man, and he was passing close to him. He could understand that the man is moving very close to him. When somebody passes, even in the darkness, you can feel it. Maybe because they may be making some noise, or just with their very presence, you know that there is a person next to you, right? Likewise, this man also understood. A man passed by me. He says, a man passed by me. And what did he ask? Because he is in a difficult state, he will be definitely asking for some help. What is that help he asked? I asked my way. So the help that he requested is, can you show me my way, my direction? Can you take me to my home? Okay, can you help me with that? Yeah, he asked the man. And how did the man react to that? What did he say? Did he say, no, I don't want to help you? Did he say that? No. He said that, come, follow me. He said, come on, follow me. And he has a very kind gesture too. He said, my friend. He addressed him as my friend. Who is addressing whom? The person who was passing him was addressing the poet as my friend. Okay, my friend, come and follow me. I will take you. Yes. I followed where he led. Okay. And without saying anything more, without putting more questions, the poet immediately followed him. Where he led. L-E-D. Led. Past tense form of lead. Wherever he was going, he just followed him. He is going in the front line and this man is going behind him. Okay, he just followed him. Now I read the same stanza and then move to the next, last and final stanza. Clear? So far clear, everybody? I hope so. A man passed by me close. I asked my way. He said, come follow me, my friend. I followed where he led. Wherever he was going, this man was going with him. Now the last and final stanza of the poem. He rapped the stones in front. Trust me, he said, and come. I followed like a child. A blind man led me home. There's a twist at the end, right? He rapped the stones in. What is the meaning of the word rapped? It is given here. Struck a hard surface with a series of rapid blows. Okay, that is the meaning of the word rapped. Rapped meaning he rapped the stones in front, struck a hard surface with a series of rapid blows. So now if I'm stucking this one, you're getting some sound, right? Like that. Okay, so some series, one after the other, sound is coming. Yeah, likewise there is a blow. He was rapping the stones in front. The poet, because his visibility is not so clear, what he understood, they are actually stones, because which makes sound, a hard surface only makes sounds, right? So he felt some stones are making sound, okay, bringing that sound. Trust me. Again, the man who is taking him said that, don't worry, okay, I am there, trust me. Yeah, come and come, okay, trust me, believe me, I'll take you carefully and come with me, don't worry, he said. I followed like a child, right? And the man also did not say anything, though he could hear the sounds and everything. Though he was little worried inside, he did not say one word. He just followed him like a child. So you observe the children when they are in the darkness. So though they were cranky till then, they suddenly stop all the noise and they listen to their parents, right? Maybe you also, even in this age, when you are in grade 8 also, whenever there is a thunderstorm and there is a power cut, right? You also get little scared and you listen to your parents, whatever they are instructing. Likewise, here also the poet, very calmly, without making any fuss, he said, okay, and then he is following him. And in the last line, a blind man led me home. Okay, so who is the man who was helping him till then? In the last stanza, who took him to home? It is actually a blind man. A blind man helped him, led me home. He has taken me home. Okay. So you may have number of questions in your mind right now. How can a blind man take him home? Yes. For us, because we all see things, when suddenly they go blank or when suddenly they become dark, we have a problem. But for a blind man, it is darkness all the time. He deals with it, right? Day or night, fog or no fog, everything is normal for him. And moreover, the rapping sound that he heard is actually the stick. Can you see in the picture? There is a picture, right? Here is our poet and here is the man. See, he is actually guiding and leading him. Okay, holding his hand, right? So a blind man finally helped him and he could take him to his house. So what is that poet wants to convey in the poem? For different people, it may understand in different ways that what he tries to convey, but definitely you can think for sure there is a small inner meaning when you are introducing a blind man at the end. Okay, the final twist. Why not a normal man but a blind man? So blind, okay, is you generally think they are not really great. These are visually impaired people or visually challenged people, we call them. But when you watch news or your WhatsApp videos, sometimes you understand that blind people are doing wonders. They are painting, some of them are painting, some of them are cooking, some of them are taking part in various things that are happening, right? So you can never underestimate a person, right? We never know who comes to us and who helps us when we are in need, right? Never really have a kind of never look them down. Okay, never have this feeling that okay, why should I bother about them? Yeah, these physically challenged people, mentally challenged people, or even the visually impaired or the visually challenged people. So they have their own problems. God has given them that life. So already they are in trouble. Let's never see them in a bad way. Okay, how much ever we could do for them, it's better we do. If we are not doing anything, at least don't treat them in a bad way. Okay, so that's one thing. Here for the poet, see how he helped the man. Yeah, the blind man could actually take him home when the man was suffering, right? So that's your poem, The Fog, which tells a small moral at the end, but he describes the series of incidents in a beautiful way. A very small incident, but how he puts it poetically is something that's important, right? That's something that strikes our mind. So try writing poetry likewise whenever you are in a suffocated state. I was writing some time back my experience of a lift, okay, an elevator. So when the elevator stops, how do I feel? How suffocated I felt? What were my emotions, right? So I was doing that. Likewise, you can also try writing different, whenever there's a good thing or more especially something that you suffered, right? And you can write it in a creative way. Yeah. So that's your poem, The Fog, written by William Henry Davis. And in the poem throughout, you have understood that the poet experienced the fog and he had difficulty. He was in a difficult state and he couldn't go home because of this fog, because it was so heavy and thick. But finally, a man comes to his rescue, and the man is a blind man who takes him home safely. Right? I hope everything is clear now. So what will be your homework? As I told you, try writing creatively something that you have experienced, maybe in a difficult state, okay, along with the worksheet. Thank you, students.